For subsidies. Subsidy is a financial help from government. And most of the time, government wants to increase consumption and production. That's why government will subsidize. So subsidy would lead to an increase in supply. So the supply curve is expected to shift downward or rightward with subsidy.
Okay.
Do you understand? So most of the time, government will come up with subsidy because the price charged by suppliers are higher than what consumers can pay. Do you get the point here? Okay. Subsidy will not just come. It comes as a result of government wanting to increase consumption. Okay? But for government to increase consumption, it has to start with producers. So most of the time, subsidy would occur because the price producers are charging on specific products is higher than what consumers can afford. So as soon as subsidy goes in, the price reduces for consumers.
More consumption.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Any question about that? So as soon as with imposition of subsidy, or with introduction of subsidy, the equilibrium price is expected to reduce because government is covering for the difference between them.
Yeah, the production.
Now, Mr. the graph, the effect of subsidy.
Yeah, the effect. Based on that graph, okay, let's look at it this way.
Let's go point A and B.
Okay, they said the original equilibrium price is at OH. Is at OH. That's where demand and supply meet as S1. Are you with me?
Yes.
With subsidy, there's going to be a fall in price. Do you get the point?
Consumers.
There's going to be a fall in price by producers, so consumers will be buying more.
Again.
With imposition of tax, with introduction of subsidy or with subsidy, the supply curve is expected to shift rightward. So look at it. Initially, we have our price at OH.
Yes.
Now with subsidy, the quantity will fall. No, the quantity will fall. The equilibrium price would fall.
Equilibrium quantity at OA, Mr. Original equilibrium price and original equilibrium quantity.
Equilibrium price is at OH.
Yeah.
OH.
And equilibrium quantity.
Forget about it. When you have price, you have equilibrium. Equilibrium is agreement between demand and supply. So if I don't mention OA, you should know that it is OA. Okay. Because we can't talk about equilibrium without price and quantity. So the point is there's equilibrium price, which is at OH. With subsidy, what happens with subsidy, the equilibrium price will fall,
which will
from OH to GH. Because the supply curve is shifting rightward now, from S1 to S2. Do you get the point here? So what happens to the quantity supply in the market? The quantity supply in the market will move from OA to 0B.
So what will this affect?
This will reduce the price of the product because now we have more supply in the market.
So this effect of subsidy is on what exactly? On government? On what?
On subsidy.
When government decreases prices.
Government increases subsidy.
Yeah.
Prices reduces. So both producers and consumers will witness a reduction in the cost of production. Consumers will witness a reduction in the price of product. Do you get it? So that means both consumers and producers will receive subsidy.
Okay.
And government has, their goal, which is.
So what happens to government? Government spending would increase as a result of that.
Yeah.
Government expenditure would increase because consumers and producers' revenue has increased.
Okay, Mr.
With subsidy, government expenditure would increase. Producer cost would reduce. Consumer price would reduce. That is what subsidy will do.
Yeah.
Is subsidy clear now?
Yeah, but for government, they will produce less public goods because most of or not.
No.
It's the same thing as the indirect tax.
It is not. In indirect tax, government revenue increases, not expenditure. Here it is expenditure.
For producer, they will lower the cost of production.
Indirect tax would increase cost of production.
Why?
Indirect tax.
Supply increase.
How will supply increase?
The price of the cost of production will decrease in indirect taxes.
There's a difference between price and cost. Price is the amount you pay for the product. Cost is the amount you spend in ensuring that the product is made available for sale.
Okay, so government expenditure on producer again.
Indirect taxes increases government revenue. Subsidies increases government expenditure.
Mr. Aren't there disadvantage for a government because when they give a lot
Every situation, every decision made, there's always going to be an opportunity
for
cost.
government because when they financially support
So
them,
subsidies given here would mean that government might not be able to invest
in more public goods.
in more public goods like education, healthcare, and the way. So on the other side, with imposition of indirect tax, government revenue is increasing. Government might be able to spend on healthcare, on public goods. So subsidy increases the supply, reduces the price, increases government expenditure. Indirect taxes increases price, increases cost, increases government revenue. Is it clear now? That is subsidy. Any question about subsidy?